Welcome to Manifestation School, where you're going to learn so much about your human design and how to embody it to manifest the life and business that you've always dreamed of. So, I'm going to take you on a brief tour of the body graph. So, as we go through each of the different parts of the body graph, you know where I'm referring to. So if you go to mybodygraph.com, this is where you can enter your information to get your own body graph. So you're going to need your birth date, your birth time. The more accurate, the better, because it does change some of the planetary positioning, which will change the gate in the centers. And then your birth location. If you do not know your birth time and you're in the United States, I know that you can order a long form birth certificate. It might take a little while, but it'll have the time that you were born on there. So you want to enter that information. So you would go create new, enter all the information here. Make sure that you're mindful of that it's hour and month, and then the date month sometimes is a little bit reversed. And so you'll enter all of that information in, and then you will get your chart. So this is my chart here. And what we're going to go through are the basics. We're going to start off easy and then dive in a little bit deeper to the specificity of each of the meanings of the gates and the centers, etc. So when you download your chart, this is what you're going to see. Here is the personality side. These numbers are gates, and after the decimal point is what we consider a line. These symbols are the planets. So the top part is going to be the sun. I'm not going to go through all of these in this specific one because we are going to go through it once we get to this portion. But we'll go through like the sun, the moon, sun, earth, moon, north node, south node, and all the things, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be talking about your type and your strategy. And that is determined by the centers that are activated. So these shapes right here are called centers. We start with the head center, ajna, throat, G center, heart, or sometimes people call it ego or willpower, the emotional solar plexus, the root, the sacral, and the spleen. Now you'll also see that there's numbers on each of the shapes. These numbers are going to be activated when they're colored. So sometimes it'll create a whole channel when it connects. This is activated, the 24 and the 61. So when they're both activated, it creates a channel. When it creates a channel, it means that it's connecting to centers, which those centers become defined. These numbers that are activated because it has a gate that creates a channel, or it might have like a hanging gate like this, they will show up on the planet areas. So that is why these numbers are here, is because they're on the chart with a color. They're defined in here. So these are the gates here, which correspond to there. These are the centers. This colored in center means it's defined. This means it's undefined because it's white and it's open. If you have dark mode on, this will come out black. Let's see here. When there is, like, let's say this gate 13 was not activated, and so there are no activated gates, that would mean that this center is open. So this would be defined, this would be undefined, and then like if this was gone, this would be open. And they're going to mean different things, which you will have found in the previous lesson. So these are the gates again, and then these are the channels. So remember, the only way that the center is activated is if it's connected to another center by the channel. These channels are going to mean something different as well. So, like, this is the channel of awareness. We're going to go through all of those things and what it means. I believe that is what all I want to share for now. We're just going to go through the basics. Oh, one thing I do want to share also is that so this black side here is called the personality or the conscious side. So all this means is that the energy that is defined by this gate in this planet. So the planet has its own theme, and then the gates have its own theme. So what I like to think of it as each planet is like a room in the house, and the number is kind of like the decoration in that planet, or yeah, in that planet or slash the room. Okay, so that it's going to be further definition of how you operate in your energy and how you operate with your human design. Now, this design part is the red part is also called the unconscious side. And the reason why it's unconscious is because we're not fully aware of the impact that this part of our energy creates with others or interacts with others. This is how people perceive us. And this is how people perceive us and interact with our energy. And then the personality side is kind of like what we know. It's in our awareness. It's like it's conscious to us. Like we realize that, oh, I am a type of person that um, maybe I am prone to in my shadow, or when I'm having a low, I'm prone to being a perfectionist, right? That's D18. So we'll go through all of those things over the course of the weeks, but this is what the body graph looks like. You can pay some extra on mybodygraph.com to get some explanations of the things. So that's up to you to upgrade, or you can just get that information as we go through the program. And what we're also doing in the program is we are going through exercises on how to embody these things, because it's one thing to learn like, oh, okay, well, this is the head center, and so the head center is for inspiration, mental pressure, and that's all one thing, right? But then we get to practice it. Like, what does it mean when I'm feeling this pressure? What does it mean when I'm in this confusion? And then how can I get out of this confusion so I can manifest what I want? How can I recognize when I'm in my not self thing, which we're going to talk about as well, and move into my signature thing? All right, there you have it. I will see you in the next lesson.